German doctors have reportedly been granted permission to visit Russian opposition figure Alexei Navalny. Now, he's been in a coma since yesterday from a suspected poisoning attack. Navalny's family and his aides have been pushing for him to be moved to a Berlin clinic. They fear the Kremlin may attempt to interfere with his treatment or cover up the cause of it. Louise Miner explains.
No poison has been identified so far in the suspected case of Alexei Navalny. That's according to doctors at the Russian hospital where Alexei is being treated. It follows the refusal by the physicians to transfer Russia's main opponent abroad to Germany. They say it's because of Alexei's unstable condition, according to his family.
They refuse to transport him. They say that now they cannot do it, that he is not transportable. Although 2 hours ago the situation developed so that they were preparing documents for his transportation.
The doctor confirms Navalny is still in an unstable state and remains in intensive care.
The night went well. His condition improved at 8 a.m. But we still can't achieve stability yet.
The director of Navalny's anti-corruption foundation says it's possible the poison is dangerous to people around him.
But this substance is deadly. This substance is a real threat, not only to Alexei's life, but also to others. Everyone around him should be wearing protective suits. He doesn't say anything else. We don't know what the substance is.
The cafe where it's believed Alexei drank tea before falling ill from the suspected poisoning remains sealed off in Tomsk in Siberia. It happened just before he headed back to Moscow and subsequently collapsed on the plane. Louise Miner, Euronews.
Well, joining me for more now to discuss this is Dr. Samuel Green from the Russia Department of King's College London. Dr. Green, really good to see you. Thank you. There's been a bit of a to and fro here about whether Mr. Navalny is going to be transferred, whether he can be transferred. Why is this so political about where he's held?
Well, I think that it is probably an attempt by the authorities at various levels in Russia, right, to keep control of the narrative. The fact is that, of course, the opposition, those around Navalny, but many sort of more broadly in Russian society, will see this as a poisoning and will be very wary about believing any official information that comes out, whether it's coming up from the Kremlin itself or even from the local doctors in Omsk. And so it's important for them, right, to feel that they can get some kind of an objective diagnosis and better information, not just politically, but for the life, obviously, of Alexei Navalny himself. For the Kremlin, the outcome of this has political consequences. And so I think they feel that they want to be in control of the narrative. The only way that happens is if they keep him where he is.
Well, and I think, when we're looking at this situation, we don't yet know what has happened. We've had conflicting reports, doctors initially saying no poison, and then obviously his family and his aides alleging, yes, he was poisoned. At what point will we get some sort of independent information here? We know German doctors have been granted access.
Well, as the doctors have been granted access, they were then shuttled out of the hospital, and nobody was given the opportunity to talk to them. We don't know what information they have been given. It's likely not very much, and so certainly, I think the easiest way to get some clear information would be for him to leave the country and undergo a full diagnostic and treatment program elsewhere. I think the reality is that, unless the Kremlin were to come out or the doctors were to come out and say that he was poisoned and then start an investigation, nobody around the Russian opposition or around Navalny himself is going to believe any other story. The reality is that there have been too many opposition figures who have fallen victim to poisoning attacks and other sorts of attacks for people to have any faith in any messaging that comes out of official sources.
Well, Mr. Navalny is the face of the Russian opposition, whether it's on YouTube through his videos or leading these protests, his run for mayor, etc. What does this say? Whatever might have happened to him, whoever might be responsible, here he is critically ill. What does this mean for Russia's opposition?
Well, Navalny has managed to do what few other opposition leaders in post-Soviet Russia have been able to do, which is to build really a nationwide infrastructure that is open to multiple different sort of political viewpoints and political forces. He's built really a coalition that really serves as the backbone of opposition mobilization. And his ability to manage that, right, is important. He's not the only leader in the movement, but it will certainly cast a pallor of fear over other potential leaders and activists, and will certainly destabilize the movement ahead of what are expected to be hotly contested regional elections in Russia in September.
Dr. Samuel Green there from the Russia Institute at King's College London. Thank you very much for joining us, making sense of that very tense situation. Thank you very much.